Hey everyone, I'm Bill. I'm with Cali Moto TV. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Eurocycle Sonoma here in Santa Rosa, where today we're on this absolutely gorgeous 2020 Moto Guzzi. This is the V7 3 Series, and we talk about a lot about different cafe racer style bikes. This might be the best one on the market. Let's take a look around it. Let's get out on the street and let's see if this cafe racer lives up to its name out on the road. All right, you guys, I'm super excited to be on this this Moto Guzzi. Now, let me tell you, I've always absolutely loved the look of these Moto Guzzis. You know, coming up from riding over 20 plus years, I've never been on a Moto Guzzi, and I've absolutely always loved these bikes, but it's a pleasure to be able to do this review for you guys. So we're talking about the 2020 Moto Guzzi. This is the V7 Racer, and the look of this thing, when you just stand back, it looks absolutely amazing. The 90-degree V-twin motor, beautiful. The look is just like nothing else. You know, let's start up in the front. We've got our front Brembo brakes with our steel braided lines, so very good front rotor, single rotor front wheel. 18-inch front wheel. We're on a 190, and these are the Sport Demon tires by Pirelli. Heading over to the motor specs and the motors. It's just a crazy motor. 740 cc's, 744, excuse me. 52 horsepower, so not a bunch of horsepower, but 44 pound-feet of torque. So it's got some good torque, it's got some good power, nothing crazy, manageable, but keeps you tamed up. And then this just very unique shaft drive assembly in the back, so very cool shaft drive. And then they threw on the Öhlins suspension, which is just crazy. It's crazy to think this thing's got Öhlins on it, and for the price, you know, just under $10,000. And then again, just the look, I can't get over the look. You've got your nice rear cowl. It does have rear seats, rear pegs, but the rear cowl does come off. But just look at this beautiful seat into this absolutely gorgeous leather trim Moto Guzzi. To the billet cap, I mean, the detail in this bike is just absolutely amazing. And then the buckle for the tank, standard analog gauges for your speedo and your tack, but some very nice features. We'll get into the gauge and instrument clusters here when we get out on the road. Some different modes, but just the look of this thing, dual exhaust coming out. And then, again, we're riding on the Speed Demon tires, and we've got our 17-inch back wheel. But just the look of it, just amazing. Now, not the lightest bike out there, 470 pounds, so it's a little bit heavy. But realistically, you know, all of these cafe style are going to be kind of a little bit weightier. So Bogna is on another R9T racer, which is, or excuse me, it's not even a racer, it's just an R9T 719 option, but very close style-wise to this. So let's get out on the road and see how this Moto Guzzi sounds, because that's one big thing I'm looking forward to. But let's see how it performs out on the road. We're heading out. Eurocycles has given us two brand new style bikes, or model bikes that you guys haven't seen us ride before. I'm pretty excited. So we've got the brand new 2020 Royal Enfield, the Dr. Mayhem edition. Bogna is going to be on the R9T, and this is the 719 option. So we've been on some R9Ts before, but not like this. And then right now, let's get going on the 2020 Moto Guzzi. This is the V7 3 Racer. And so back in 1971, the V7 came out with the very first one, and this is the heritage of that bike with the red frame, and basically just kind of a throwback to back in the 70s when this bike, the V7, first released. Now, of course, we've got all of the modern technologies to it, fuel injection, ABS brakes. So very cool. But what's cool about this ride that we're going to be out on is Bogna's on a twin, I'm on a twin. Hers is a horizontal, mine's a V, obviously. But Let's get ready to go. So I said earlier, I have always absolutely loved the Moto Guzzis. I've just never had the opportunity to be able to get on one, and so I'm super stoked. And this is the bike, out of anything I would want to be on, this is the bike. Now you guys know that I have, or if you don't know, I have an R9T Racer, and I absolutely love that bike. And so here we go on the Moto Guzzi Racer. Now we're dealing with 54 horsepower, so definitely not a lot of horsepower, 44 pound-feet of torque, but how it's delivered, it's just, the feel is just supposed to be amazing. So we're gonna get out here and get the feel of this thing. Now the looks of this, like I said, you know, a throwback from the original V7 by Moto Guzzi, the Rosa Corsa red frame style is back, and amazing job they've done with making this thing look the way it does. All right, so real quick off the bat, we've got a nice, our instrument cluster, we've got our tachometer over here, and we've got some real basic information over here on the left speedo. We've got some basic lights like I need fuel, so you can see the fuel lights on. And you can also see we've got a neutral light, we've got a check engine light, hazard lights, we've got our high beams and blinkers. So these are all of our warning lights, so to speak. And then down in the LED portion, we've got our gear indicators. So we're in 4th gear, 3rd gear, 2nd gear. And we have our tripometer. And we can change from that tripometer to a couple different modes. So we'll flip through that here in a second. So real quick off the bat, the feel of the bike, the comfort of the seat, very nice, to be expected with this nice big leather cushy looking seat. I expected it to be nice, and it is. The hump cowl comes up in the back, and the feel of the hump cowl is just right on my tailbone, just a little bit, nothing major, but I am kind of scooched back a little bit. So but it's comfortable. The seating position is very nice. My knees and legs and feet, where they are just spot on, and not quite as aggressive as the Racer, the R9T Racer, which obviously you guys know. If you guys know the R9T Racer, you know that thing is probably the most aggressive racer available. But I will tell you, the Royal Enfield that I'm about to test ride, if you guys aren't, or if you guys are interested in the Dr. Mayhem, that thing's got full clip-ons, so stay tuned for that video. So the vibration right now, 4,000 RPMs in 4th gear at 55 miles an hour. I can feel it real nice in the feet. Very much vibration, a lot of vibration in the feet. And then I get up just about 45 and it starts to settle down, and I don't feel much vibration in the bars, which is kind of nice. I feel a little bit of the vibration, but the vibration's really down low, and I don't feel much vibration in the seat and in the thigh area. But right around that 35 to 4,000 RPMs, that's when this thing really kind of vibrates. So just an FYI. But so far, I really like the way this thing rides. I'm quite surprised. Let's get out here on the little back area, and the sound is so cool. Very much like the R9T, where it's kind of got that boggy throttle. But you know, when you're getting up in that higher gear, you kind of lose that torque. So 4th gear and I got that roll on, and that torque isn't picking up quite as nice as that boxer motor on that BMW. So I'll tell you that. So if you guys are used to the boxer motor, that boxer motor, the torque is real nice on that lower end, and then it picks up on the higher RPMs, where this doesn't quite have as much of that torque and power lineal curve. It kind of all comes on at one time. Yeah, so the vibration is again, you know, that 35 to 4,000 RPMs is where the vibration is in the feet, and it's almost like a numbing vibration, so quite a bit of vibe. So on the right hand side, we've got our ignition and start, and then we have our mode button. Our mode button is going to take us through our different modes and what we see on the instrument cluster. So if we click through the modes, we've got our fuel, our temperature, our clock, MGCT, I'm not sure what that is. I'm assuming that's some type of fuel miles, or miles till empty. Our odometer in kilometers. So everything is in kilometers right now. So I'm assuming that we'll have to switch that over into standard and not metric. ABS brakes, it does have a single rotor and brake system in the front, Brembo, so very nice. I think it's a dual piston, good size caliper, and obviously rotor, free floating rotors, ABS system. And the shocks, the rear shocks are Öhlins, which are very nice, and I can imagine turning that thing up and getting that thing dialed in. This thing is going to feel really nice in the rear. I won't say that there's much bad about the suspension, honestly. The suspension actually feels quite good. All right. And the bike, you know, sitting at 470 pounds, not bad at all. Tank is somewhat a good sized tank, 5.5 gallon tank, so pretty decent size. But where this thing shines, and what you're getting when you get a Moto Guzzi, you're buying a style, you're buying a lifestyle, so to speak. I mean, the bike itself it feels pretty good, but Moto Guzzi is about this style, about this trim, and about this look, you know, this leather, which is absolutely gorgeous, stunning, with the Moto Guzzi embossed in the leather strap on the tank, this very, very nice billet Moto Guzzi gas cap, and then when you just stand back and that aluminum windscreen up in the front, and that nice big hump with those aluminum number plates in the back, God, this thing just, I would say, out of the 3 that we're doing today, and I'll throw in the Triumph stuff, this is by far the best looking racer you can buy on the market, and relatively not bad priced at, you know, just under $10,000. Moto Guzzi's got some great financing right now. I think they've got 0% for 3 years, 36 months. So some real nice financing on the Moto Guzzi. I like it. I like everything about it except the vibration. The vibration is probably the only one killer of why I wouldn't buy this bike. I love the smooth, and so you know, even my racer vibrates a bit, but this is, like I said, at 35, like right now we're just hit over 4,000 RPMs, but we get into that 35 right now, that vibration just kicks up in those pegs. So my biggest gripe, but look at this, numbered. Wow, only 200 of these made. Oh, quite interesting. It's a number 45. I didn't see that earlier. Number 45 at 200. Whew. At 10 grand? I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I really am. And again, just the style, the look of this thing is just, I can't get over the looks, and the ride is, you know, it's very comfortable. It's something that I could be on for some time. It's not something that I'm like, you know, regretting riding like the Racer. You know, if I'm on the freeway for 50 miles on that Racer, like you guys know, and like you guys have all said and complained about, you guys hate your life. But when I get into the twisties, that Racer will take anything. I'll take that Racer over anything in the twisties. But if we're doing what the cafe racers was all about back in the 60s and 70s, where people were creating these bikes and heading down to the cafe, and you know, if we're looking for style, oh, this thing just, I mean, even with Bogdan's 719 option, that BMW looks real good with that 719 option. And of course, it's got a lot of bits better, like front suspension on that R9T. I think that motor is, you know, a very, very nice motor with the air-cooled 1200 cylinder. You know, we're a much smaller motor here, under 1,000 cc's. And of course, it's got the V rock. We call it the rock on the BMW. You know, the thing rocks back and forth. Here we go. Kind of got her open up a little bit for you guys, up to the near red line. Not too bad. Again, we're not killing it with horsepower. We're not killing it with the specs on this thing. But surprising. Very, very surprising. There's many bikes that I get on. You guys know I ride a lot of different bikes. And I'm going to tell you if I don't like a bike. And I will tell you, I like this bike. I like the looks of this bike. The looks on this thing is just stunning. Let's look at it again. Get it parked over here. Oops, I'm a little bit close to the curb. I don't know where I'm going here. But this white and red, just beautiful. But the leather, yeah, look at that. I didn't realize 45 at 200. Oh, I don't like the kickstand on it. It's real, it's in a spot right where the exhaust is. So now I'm just trying to find reasons not to like it. But again, nice spoked wheels. But this frame is what they really kind of brought back with this the V7 3 series. But look, you know, this is just, when you walk up and you see this is a bike that's absolutely gorgeous. Available here at Eurocycle Sonoma. Thank you, Zach, for having us out again. And stay tuned. Bogdan's on the R9T. And I'm going to be on, for the very, very first time, the Royal Enfield. So stay tuned, and thanks, guys. Stick around, hit that subscribe button, and of course smash that like button. Leave me a comment down below. What do you guys think of the Moto Guzzi? Should I get on some more Moto Guzzis? Let me know in the comments down below. If you guys have a Moto Guzzi, what do you guys know about these things that I missed? I would absolutely love to know more about Moto Guzzi and its history, so please comment down below. But make sure you hit that subscribe and smash that like button. And if you're interested, right here at Eurocycles, we'll see you guys next video. Thanks, guys.